What's up, everybody? My streaming software decided to reset some stuff, but I think I figured it out. And happy 10:15. Am I here? Can you hear me? Excited to stream. It's been a while. I'm looking at myself on YouTube right now. Let me know if I need to adjust some levels. Happy 10:15. Am I here? Can you hear me? All right. How y'all doing? It's the deadline. It's a Tuesday. I always say that like beginning of the week deadlines aren't as fun because the rest of the week is kind of just blah. You come off that high of pushing really hard and you're like, I don't want to do anything for the next few days, but tomorrow's Wednesday. I got meetings planned. So work is still continuing, unfortunately. But that's the way it is. All right, who we have in the chat? Tell me where you're from. So whoever's watching, tell me in the chat where you're all at. So we got someone in San Antonio right down the road from us. What's up? Motivation. Z, what's up? How are y'all doing? I'm gonna hope my OBS streaming software doesn't nuke itself again. I was kind of having some interesting issues with it when I started it. So I think we're running good now. Thanks for tuning in. I've got exciting announcement to make. The name of the community that I'm launching in November. I'll give out some more details about it. You can ask me questions about it as well. You know, I'm definitely in the do everything I can to get this community launched in November mindset right now. Now that tax returns are kind of behind us, still got some tax returns to do, but I'm able to free up some capacity and work on the community. And so I've been working on it at night a little bit here and there, just trying to write down ideas, launch event stuff, and just get everything rolling. It's like creating a community is creating a business essentially. So I'm getting all the bones, the foundation started. And do I need to do that? Probably not. So I'm doing everything that I tell my clients to do. Set up an LLC, set up a bank account, set up a website. You know, I have to do all this fun stuff of starting a business, and I forgot how long it takes to do all this. And it's still really fun though. This is something that I'm pretty excited about and passionate about. It's not like building an accounting firm. It's a little less complex than that, but there's still a lot of moving parts. Oh man, Sam, thank you for tuning in and being patient. I know I've been teasing this community forever. Maybe since the end of last year, but definitely the beginning of this year, I've been teasing it, and I'm finally at the spot where it's like about to come true. And I want to thank other tax Twitter members for starting community, because that definitely lit a fire under me. Like, man, I've been just lazy and not trying to build mine, and they just launched one here, and like they announced it a couple months ago, and then all of a sudden here it is. So what's taking me so long? Spending too much time playing video games. I don't know. You can only do so much. So with me, I can only do so much at one time. And if if I'm not like, if I don't have a good, like, if I'm not working a lot, then I have capacity. My mind is free and I can think creatively, and just come up with stuff. But if I'm busy and working, then it's really hard for me to start another thing. And so, um, it's just taking me a long time to get there. Welcome everybody. Got almost 20 people watching right now. Appreciate it. Happy 10:15. I'm waiting on some e-signatures to come in, and there's a handful of returns that are going to be late that are on my list still that I've gotten zero information for. Some I've gotten like information like earlier this year, but I've tried following up with them and just crickets. So filing some late returns. Um, one client gave me information over the weekend, and this is kind of a complex return, and I just said, hey, I can't turn around the return that fast, so it's going to be late. Luckily, they're going to get a refund, so it's okay. It's when you owe is when it really matters. That's the way the IRS rolls. Sup, Sean Tobin? How's that music sound? Can you hear music? I want it to be very low and chill, like not that loud. Looks like there we go. I have a huge light right there. I joke that it's like basically the sun in the corner of my office whenever it's on. When I do streams, I put up a giant key light right here. I guess, would you call it a key light? And then I'll show you. Boom. And then I have a other light up there. Also looks like a moon. So I have the sun and the moon giving me light and energy. All right, thanks for the feedback on the music. Last time I did a live stream, so last year I did a 9:15 and 10:15 live stream. I was just having a ball, I guess. Like this year I just did not have the energy for a 9:15 stream, and we can talk about that in a second. And 1 second. Okay, putting music. I'm giving credit for the music. It's a free, royalty-free, copyright-safe music. You know, synth, just killing it. But last time I played it on Spotify, and I had some copyright stuff happen, so they demonetized it. But it's not like streams make that much money from ad revenue. All right, Daniel Mercado says, hi Logan, was looking up videos this morning and advice when starting your accounting firm and ran into my account. Wow, that's awesome. So you found me today and you're watching me live stream. That's cool. Thank you for tuning in. Tell me about yourself, Daniel. Are you looking at about starting an accounting firm? So I was hoping to make steak tonight. I don't know if we'll have steak because grocery shopping hasn't happened in the last couple days. Maybe we'll go out to eat. But for the 9:15 deadline, me and contractor Brian actually went out for pizza, and it was amazing. It's called Via 313. They're actually named like one of the top pizza places in the US not too long ago, so it was good. A lot of pizza. Yep, love that pizza. But tonight I don't want pizza. Pizza is for the weekend, in my opinion, because it's like a treat almost. Carbs. You don't. I save all my like unhealthy foods for the weekend. Like eat decent during the week, work out during the week, and then the weekend you just consume and refuel and build up for the next week. That's how I roll. But anyways, I'm not talking about, this isn't a diet stream. I wanted to discuss 9:15, 10:15, what it was like, what happened. So, and I can hear the music on my end. I'm going to turn the music. So what happened is I just got slammed 9:15 project thanks to a client who had really complicated, we'll just call it complicated books. And we went in and just had to fix them up for a bunch of different entities that were kind of all connected. And it was a late start on them as well. We might have started like August or maybe late July, and wasn't enough time, but we got them done. And so that just took out a lot of capacity and energy. And it's a friend that's also a client. Now I got paid for this work, and we joke about it. He's a friend, and we joke about it like, oh, thanks for paying for my retirement, or because 5 different entities plus accounting work with all of them. He's definitely paying for it. So and I'm gonna have to tell him, if he's not on the stream right now, I'm gonna have to tell him like, hey, this can't happen again. If it happens again, we can't work together anymore, because it just doesn't work. So we're gonna hopefully meet up this fall and talk about like their accounting and getting their accounting in place right now, and make sure that it's set up for success. And then hopefully we can start earlier in the year next year. But really, like the last couple months, I haven't really been working on a lot of projects. It's been like a handful of projects that have like just expanded capacity, or like expanded to fill my capacity. And it's created, like I was talking to Gary about it, it creates like you can't work on anything else, and you're only working on a handful of clients. Sorry, I didn't get much sleep last night, so I can't think of words. But there's a huge opportunity cost the last couple months, because I wasn't working on a lot of projects, wasn't able to complete a lot of projects, tax projects that is. And, I'm not getting paid that much for all the work I'm doing for those set of clients. Versus if I was working on easier, less complex clients, a decent amount, say 10 to 20, that could have easily filled in all those other projects that took all my time. So we're gonna have to evaluate and potentially not work with some of those clients next year, just because the way they're set up in the organization. It's just I don't know if I can help them with their budget. They're paying me a good amount to do the tax returns, but accounting wise, it just doesn't work with us. Romeo wants to see my Rise stats, and I haven't been recording my my night work, and when I've been working on the community. So I've been like doing community building like an hour a night here and there. So I haven't recorded that. I need to go back and fill that in. But I can try to give y'all, I can try to show y'all what my hours have been. One second. With Rise. See if it's easy to track. It really has not been that much. Okay, so one second. Just want to make sure there's no like client names that pop up in Rise. Rise is a time tracking software, kind of like an automated software that you can benefit from. It's loading. But anyways, how was y'all's 10-15? How y'all been doing? Shriri, I went from, reading from the chat, 7 clients to 120 clients. But because I charge low prices, now I want to shift packages and raise my average client from 280 to 375. My biggest fear is losing clients with this process. What should I do? Do it! Your biggest fear should sound like what you're looking most forward to, losing clients. Because when you raise your rates, you lose clients, which is a great thing because then you work less. But you're getting paid the same amount. I can guarantee you at that rate, at the rates that you just said, you will come out ahead. I can almost guarantee the amount of clients that leave because of that price increase will easily be shadowed by the amount of revenue increase. Because I've done that. I've been there. I do it every year, raise prices for a select amount of clients. And clients leave, but I end up making more money every year. So highly recommend doing that. It sounds like you don't have a problem getting clients. So if you lose half your clients, well, it sounds like you're going to gain them back pretty fast. Do any CPA firm owners ever fail? Seems like they all do decent. Shoot. They fail in that they die at their desk and they work too hard. There's unlimited work for us right now all the time. And not doing like being with family, doing fun stuff, actually enjoying the money that you've made, then that's probably fail. When's the best time to let them know? November. I let them know November so they have a couple months to find somebody by the end of the year. Shriri, if you have you seen my videos on how much money I made first year and second year and third year of running my firm? Check it out because you'll see my price increases, my average price increases per return skyrocket, and then you'll notice my clients decrease and you'll notice my revenue increase. So it's all in your head, in my opinion. It's really hard to do, but it's all in your head. Charging someone $380, $375 is prices that I was using 5 years ago. You're at the price range where I was at 5 years ago, and I had about 6 or 7 years of experience of tax prep and tax prep experience. I'm a CPA, master's in accounting, specializing in tax. Don't know it all, but I do the right thing. I pay attention to detail. I try to make sure I'm doing the best job as possible, create a good client experience. And the demand for my services has allowed me to increase pricing to $1,500 per return. So hopefully that gives you some help or encouragement. Sam says, my biggest concern about going out on my own is my age, 26. I'm a CPA and I'm really good at accounting. My tax knowledge is proficient. Thoughts? Yeah, that's probably not too early. Like, I started my firm when I turned 30. Had about 6 years of experience under my belt as a CPA. And I had good experience with kind of running a tax firm before I launched. So that helped me a lot as well. But if you know what you're doing, that's like half the battle, is actually knowing what to do on the tax return. Someone asked, what are my thoughts on the new CPA requirement proposal? No more 150 credit. Man, if the test isn't easier, then I don't think it makes a difference. Like, you'll have more people eligible to take the test, but the CPA exam is brutal. It is one of the hardest tests out there. They say like only 25%. What's the statistic? 25% pass on their first time. I think that's what I've heard. Pass all four their first time. It's different now. There was 4 back in my day. But it's a very hard test. And if you don't have the ability to study and concentrate and take the test, then the 150 hours doesn't matter. It could be 100 hours, but you still have to earn it with those tests. And all the skills that you get is on the job, in my opinion. Like, you learn a lot in school, but like you really learn when you're applying it in the real world. Yogan Shriri, 1040. Okay, I think someone asked, is that for 1040? Yeah, I charge $1,500 for 1040. Actually might bring it back down to 1,200. It was 1,200 last year. I'm doing a new way of working next year where I'm going to have clients schedule out when their return is going to be done, to where I'm working like 40 hours a week between January and April, maybe year round, hopefully. And so that makes me want to lower the price to get more people to sign up, because I don't need, like, I saw my time as really valuable. And so if I'm working busy season hours, 50 plus hours a week, I'm going to be charging as much as I possibly can for a tax return. When I'm only working 40 hours a week, I can drop that down to create more demand, essentially, for my services. So right now it's at $1,500, and haven't gotten that much, not much new work lately. So we'll see. I might completely redesign who I work with in the coming year, and so it could change a lot. I like to change everything, it seems like, every year, and create a lot of work for myself. Sup, Jake? Jake, I'm growing the beard out for you. Hope you know that. Keeping it for Connect. All right, Sam asks, will your community help outline processes, for example, step by step from getting client info through submitting return? I can definitely see us helping you with that. uh, laying that out for sure. My community is going to be geared for new firm owners, and that question is actually pretty dependent on what software you use, because there's different softwares that have different capabilities, and so I could give you my layout in the community of like, here's my workflow, but then you would have to use all the exact same software that I use. But I think from a high level standpoint, totally. And I may be switching practice management software pretty soon here. I use Airtable right now. Jason's been doing a big push on project management software, Jason Stats, on collecting data on who uses what practice management software. And so I've been wanting to switch. I use Airtable, and it's not like accountant. It's not an accounting, not built for the accounting industry. And so it's very bleh, and it does its job well. I use my new intake form process through Airtable and Typeform. It works. What software are you going to use for schedule? I'm going to use Calendly. I think I can make it happen in Calendly. So Brenda Cannon on Twitter is creating a software to help clients schedule when their tax return is going to be prepared. I think I can create something into Calendly to where it'll work for me. Who knows? I think she used Calendly one year and it just didn't work or caused confusion, but I may try it. I'm pretty familiar with Calendly. Shuri said, did 4 returns today. The goal next year is to raise prices and I'll start focusing on business taxes. Nice. Congratulations. Takes first CPA exam in January. Awesome. Get studying. How important is it to work for one of the larger CPA firms as a newly minted CPA? I from my experience is I went from a regional firm of about 150 people that served kind of like Texas, regional, Austin, San Antonio area businesses. And then I went to a really small firm, 7 to 10 person firm, and then a really small firm, 3 people, including me firm, and then me. So starting at a big firm is going to really help you get your technical knowledge. So Gary, who works with me, he's been employed with me for a year, brand new accountant, basically, has about 2.5 years of experience. Gary, please correct me if I'm wrong. His training is probably the training that I'm giving him is not as diverse as what I had. And it's probably a lot slower because they had built-in training every quarter, every year, and they had lots of people to help train other people and teach. So it's a little slower if you start out at a smaller firm and you're not going to have the breadth of experience and of diversity of work. So I'm still training up Gary good, but it's probably taking longer to get him to where I was at from like a technical standpoint, because of that, because I don't have all the resources. So starting at a regional firm isn't bad. You're just going to get worked a lot. So Shuzher asks, make them schedule a day to hand in their paperwork. That's smart, but what if life happens? What are your contingency plans? Yeah, so it's all going to be virtual. I don't do paper stuff. All virtual, portal, documents, and they'll probably be like, I'll basically put in contingency plan in there. Like, what if something happens? Like, I'll only allow a certain amount of clients to schedule specific days, and that way I'll be able to account for any kind of like emergencies, and just communicate, like, if something does happen, communicate it up front. Daniel says, I'm moving from a tech savvy market to a small town where clients use traditional accounting methods. Any advice on introducing modern processes without overwhelming them or disrupting their practices? It's going to be hard. I kind of did that with the firm I was at before I started. I think they had like a quarter of their clients maybe handed in paper stuff. So I don't have too much experience with going from more of a traditional accounting firm to 100% paperless. Mike Sylvester on Twitter is going paperless right now, completely paperless. And he has a community called the Collaboration Room. And they may be doing a coaching sessions on going paperless. So he may be a good resource for you. Sam Sylvester, it's called the Collaboration Room. Mike Sylvester, the Collaboration Room. I'll find some links for you right now, because you can kind of see them as my community competitor in a way. But friendly, great people. We're not really competitors. We just have communities, new communities. So here's Mike, just went paperless, and he has a community. You'll probably see some information on his tweets about the Collaboration Room that he started. So check out that. That may be a good resource for you for introducing modern processes. Would your community be a good place for future firm owners? Absolutely. So the goal is to get new firm owners and people that want to start their own firm one day. And so we're going to be building skills and working together to help each other out, to basically be provide large firm resources, essentially, for us small firm owners. And to I can easily see people that want to start their firm one day joining the community and basically writing everything down, taking notes, like, okay, this is how I'm going to do it, this is how I'm going to do it, because I'm going to bring in firm owners that have been there and done that. And my idea is to get at least one firm owner every month, different firm owner, to come in and to be like, this is one thing that I did or didn't do that I wish I did or didn't do. And so basically impart their wisdom on us. And be able to help us upskill. I'm using the term upskill, so increase our ability to run a firm way faster than we would on our own. And it's kind of a similar vibe to Jason Statt's Realize community, leveraging the community, but I also want to leverage experts for us. So hopefully that gives you a good idea. And we're really going to start slow. And I can see the community kind of evolving over time, because I gotta get us like a baseline of, okay, here's our consistent rhythms that's going to happen in the community, and then add things as we go and try to listen and meet the needs of what new firm owners need. Okay, Sam, thank you for the kind words. And I'd love if students could join, but I don't know if it would be a space for students, like accounting students. So I was telling Romeo, the other week, like, what if I started a community for accounting students? I don't know. That could be something down the road. But anyways, yeah. Or maybe I don't know. It'd be cool because I definitely want to help accounting students in one way or another. But I can't right now. I'm trying to help small firm owners. Chris Vaughn, you're handsome. Appreciate it. I just got a haircut yesterday, so hair's looking nice and crisp. I was a homeless person yesterday, basically, until I got a haircut. I should have used so I have a Elgato teleprompter. It's been a while since I used it, and I should have used it because I basically you slide this thing on here. Like that, and then you hook it up, and then you can basically read off of it. Wait, can I hook it up right now? I haven't used it since earlier this year, so it is dusty. It's basically another monitor. It acts as another monitor. Oh. And that way I can see the chat without looking. But where's the monitor? Oh, there we go. One second. This is hard. Cool. I can see the comments now, like, over it. How's the quality? Because it's pretty dusty. I'm getting thirsty. I've been talking a lot. Thanks, Aaron. I'll let you know. Hoping to tell clients about it coming up here, about this new system. It got dark. There we go. Okay. All right. I'm new to the field and the work seems very unfulfilling. Is this normal, especially in public? Yeah, if it's not fulfilling, get out now. Because don't waste your life doing this stuff. I love taxes, and I love working with business owners. So I love what I do. I don't love the grind of everything. I noticed, so Shri asks, I noticed your concierge package was more for people who want tax planning. What software do you recommend? I just got ProConnect to do biz taxes, and they have the advisor feature, so I was going to use. I use UltraTax and all of their tax planning stuff, so can't really recognize a planning software. I bet ProConnect has something decent. Sean asks, how has UT UltraTax been going? Are you sticking with it? I'm still using it, still paying them a crap ton of money. I think I need to switch. So I use Virtual Office, and I pay like $400 a month for it almost. So I think I need to switch to like a different server hosting situation for hosting the software. All right, I'm really close to announcing my community name. I'm gonna get through these questions though, and I've got other stuff on the docket to talk about. What age did you graduate college, get your CPA? I graduated 2014 and got my CPA license in 2014. 10 years ago. So I'm 34. If Is that old? Is 34 old? I don't know what's young these days. I feel old, guys. Have you ever used other tax software? I used to use ProSystems, and it's probably on par with the level of like beefiness with UltraTax. So, but I like UltraTax better because UltraTax was like, it works great for, it's just not as, I don't know, it's easy to use. It's easy to use. I love it. The UI looks terrible, but I love it. Michael Harris, do you get many referrals outside of word of mouth? If so, what source? Most of my referrals come from other CPAs that don't want any more work or their work isn't a good fit. I'm starting to get more referrals from other clients, which is cool. I'm really bad at like asking for referrals. So yeah, I haven't used ProConnect or Lacert. I was thinking about using ProConnect, but Intuit started to be jerks. And I don't know if I can switch to them now. Shusher asks, where do you find leads for business taxes? I was going to use LinkedIn, but I hear that's dying down. You could probably get leads on LinkedIn. I get most of my leads from other CPAs around, which works great. Okay. All right. I think it's time to announce the community name. Who wants to know what the name of the community is? I have it ready to display on the screen like a nerd. I'm trying to find a drum roll. One second. I should have lined this up, a drum roll sound. They're only 8 seconds long. Here we go. The name. The name of my community for future accounting firm owners and new accounting firm owners and accounting firm owners that want to just change the world and join the revolution. It's called Counter. We are counter to the traditional way of running a public accounting firm. And we're also counters. We're accountants. We count things. I'm super excited to announce Counter is the name of my community. And I'm super excited of what we're gonna do for it, do inside of it. We're gonna help change lives. We're gonna change the way public accounting is known for. It's going to take a long time, but we can be the start of the change. We will be the early adopters of the change for the public accounting industry. It is starting. just a little blip right now. But we're gonna help accelerate the change. All of us together. And it's gonna be so cool. We are Community for Accounting Firm Revolutionaries. Do y'all want to join the revolution? Who is Counter for? Accountants. Duh. Those who want to run an accounting firm, those who want to run an accounting firm in the future. We're geared for small firms that don't have a lot of resources at their disposal. And who is Counter for? It is for those that want to be a part of the accounting industry revolution. Who is Counter not for? Jerks. People that aren't accountants and software vendors. We're going to be completely software agnostic. We're not going to be influenced by any software. Of course, we may have some partnerships in ways where we work with other softwares to provide benefits maybe, but they're never going to have the ability to come in and try to sway members of one way or another. So that's what I have so far. So kind of like the basis of what Counter is we provide relationships, support, and upskilling to accounting firm owners so that they can change their lives and change the public accounting industry. So I'm planning on having monthly meetings with industry vets about something that was a game changer for them when they started their firm. I'm going to have monthly events where we get outside of the accounting industry experts to help upskill us in different ways of running a business. Because us accountants we do one thing really well. We count really well. We're in the numbers. We're in the details really well. We're not good at sales. We're not good at marketing. We're not good at telling people no. We're not good at, managing a team. So I want to provide all these different resources, experts to help us learn how to do that. That's it. That's like what Counter is at the foundational level. And we have over 500 emails of people interested in joining. It's going to be paid. It's going to cost money. Sorry. But in order to have no ads, no software trying to sway people, convert people, sell to you, it's got to be paid. In order for us to provide great resources, like bringing in experts to help upskill you, it's going to cost money. I can tell you there's going to be a tremendous amount of value. I'm planning on having three presentations essentially for our launch event. 3 different, webinars. So it's going to be around how do I get clients? So that's very important for when you start a firm. So we're going to have one, and I'm not going to lead it. It's going to be someone that's good at marketing that's going to lead it. How do I get clients? Another one is going to be, how do I price? What services do I offer? That's going to be led by yours truly. And then there's going to be one other one about software, how to approach choosing software. And I haven't 100% confirmed who's leading the other 2 launch event presentations. So I'm not going to disclose that yet, but they're going to be good. Promise. Absolutely. Any questions about anything? Romeo says, where can we sign up? So I just have an interest form right now, and I'll be providing a those that sign up in the interest form, I will be giving them information when it comes to joining the community, and I'll give you that link. It's in the description of the live stream. Yes, thank you, Gary. It's also one second. I'll put it in the chat if you haven't signed up for it yet. There we go. Daniel says, count me in. Yes, count me in. Yes. I left public accounting in January so I can start my firm to make changes, do things differently compared to those highly recognized firms. Awesome. Congratulations. It's a big step to launching your own firm. I've been there. Wasn't too long ago. It feels like yesterday. But I really appreciate everyone joining in. And that went, I'm going to go till about 5, about 30 more minutes. We're not done yet. But super excited. I'm going to drop this down a little bit. With Counter, I've had great feedback on the name. So I've told non-accountants this, and they're like, oh, that's good. So I've gotten some good feedback from non-accountants on the name and accountants. And I just love I'm very big into branding and design and all of that stuff. But all right, any questions about the community or just for me? I've got some projects, some tax projects left still. That I might be working on a little bit tomorrow and Thursday. Friday, going to the beach till Sunday. Going to Port Aransas in Texas. We go every fall, kind of October, November time frame. Just because the weather's a lot nicer. It's not like death. It's not super hot and humid. And there's not as many people, which is nice. Beach isn't that crowded. And Airbnbs are a lot cheaper. So that's a W. Will Counter Community have a cap? TBD, folks, on if we're going to have a max membership amount. I'm not exactly sure. I think the community will evolve over time of like value that we provide, but we'll see. Jason Stats Realized Community has a cap of 500 people. So if I were to cap it, let's say 500, but I'm not sure exactly. It could be, depending on how the community feels and the vibe and kind of like what feels right, we may cap it if we just want to make sure it has a good feeling. But it could be something where thousands of people can join, and it's just a great collective, like an alliance almost. We can start our own association, an alliance of firms, and just dominate. No cap. Will the community emphasize on innovating workflows and ways to grow more? Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to have threads on discussions, spaces where you can discuss workflows, and definitely on how to grow. Yes. What if we are 3 to 4 years out from opening a firm? Would joining now be beneficial? Depending on like the position that you're in now, if you're working at a firm right now, depending on like the power that you have and the control that you have in a firm, you could start essentially building a firm at the firm that you're at. So, my last firm that I worked at before I launched my firm, I was the tax director, and they hired me to basically run the tax department. And so they had their own systems and stuff in place and software in place, but I went in and basically just like, this is how it's going to be going forward, and built out all the workflows and everything and policies in that firm, and basically transferred it all to my firm when I started. My thoughts are like, if you were to join, like if you're like a staff accountant and you don't have much control over what you're doing, it may not make sense to join. I'll tell you what, those that get in at the beginning, it's going to be at a really low rate, and I'm never going to raise the rate on you. And those that join 2 to 3 years in, the price will probably be quadruple. So you could just want to get in at the ground floor at pricing and keep it. So, but I think it's really geared for new firm owners and those that probably are close to starting their firm, or those that are in firm and that just want to run things differently. So hopefully that gives you an idea. It's kind of a vague answer. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone is having a great Tuesday. I'm doing great. Workload is probably going to be about the same. Next week, I'm going to be in a virtual conference. I'll be leading a session on how to not be as busy during busy season, and kind of give the audience strategies that I use on running my firm to help me create capacity. So it's the Financial Sense Workflow Con. I'll be there. If you're interested in going, it is free. And let me see if I can have a link for y'all. They definitely like it when I push. They want me to push links and stuff. One second. Link to the event. Invitation link. Let's see, one second, guys. Yeah. Check it out. Register, it's free. Romy asks, what was my first conference like? I went to AICPA Engage in 2021, I think it was. And I hung out with Jason Statz pretty much the whole time. and it was great. I loved it. I went to QuickBooks Connect for the first time last year, and it was so fun. Like, it's just cool hanging out with people and talking about our lives, but also like accounting and just running firms. And accounting conferences are pretty fun. It sounds lame, but it is fun. And it's good when you know people. If you're going alone, it's really hard because it's probably not as fun. I went to the tax Twitter retreat over the summer in Chicago. That was really fun, and they made it really special for everybody. For if like you didn't know anybody, they had plenty of ways for you to connect to people. So I would try to go not alone, essentially, to conferences. Because for me, I'm an introvert. So like going to something where there's a bunch of people and that I have to like constantly be initiating conversations would destroy me. It would just drain me so much. What's up, Ralph? Good to see you. I posted a link to WorkflowCon I'm going to be speaking at next week. It's free, virtual. They didn't pay me to say that during this. I'm just saying, like, here's what's up. Later this month, I'm going to be at Intuit Connect. Is anybody else going? I know there's been some drama with Intuit lately. But I'm still going to the conference because I had such a good time last year. And yeah, it's fun. Jason's not going. So that'll be sad, but I'll be hanging out with Jake from Realize, and I'm sure there'll be other people to hang out with from Realize as well, and people that I know. And Magic Johnson's going to be there. I'm actually not really a basketball fan, so I don't care too much. Last year was Ryan Reynolds, and I don't know, I guess I was on a panel last year, so they let me like do the meet and greet with Ryan Reynolds and got a picture with him. It was so cool. And his little fireside chat was pretty neat. He's just hilarious. Like, funniest guy ever. Like, who he is in those Mint Mobile commercials is like him in real life. It's not, I feel like he's not acting. NATP said Intuit is stopping the commercials at end of October. Okay. That's pretty impressive that they got into it to like reverse it. Advice for aspiring tax professionals currently in grad school for taxation. Awesome. Soak it up. Soak up all the information you can and make connections with everybody you can. LinkedIn, Twitter. There's like there's going to be a huge need for tax professionals. There is right now, and it's only going to grow. So you're in a good spot, Paul. Advice, like I'm trying to think of like what classes did I have that like made an impact. I took like a partnership class that was pretty important, that kind of carried over into the real world. Yeah, I would just say like soak up college, because yeah. Who you're gonna work for, Paul? Do you have a job lined up after grad school? Learn Excel. That's pretty applicable. How's everybody doing? I'm waiting on emails. I'm waiting on e-signatures for a few returns. There's one return that I need to plug one number into that I'm waiting on and finish. That's for a friend. But I've done all the returns and sent them out, all the returns that I need to send out. So the boring accountant is bored. Yeah, when I was an employee at a regional firm, the deadline day was so boring. Like you just sit around waiting for the overlords to tell you can go to the happy hour. But like it was so dumb. Like all the projects that you were assigned to had to have been like cleared, e-file cleared before you were able to go out to the happy hour. Anyone have experience with that at other firms? You're like locked in there like a prisoner. A prisoner until the e-files were accepted, basically. I hated that. Because you're just sitting there. What do you do? All right, let's see if I've talked about everything I've talked about. Oh yeah, I have a point. Like I want to make deadlines not really a thing. And what I mean by that is like 4:15, 3:15, 9:15, 10:15. Like I wanted to make it where it's not that big of a deal. Like, oh, finally we're done. I want it to be more like, oh, it's the deadline. Okay, all of our projects are already done. We've already dealt with all of that, you know? And I'm going to do that hopefully through this new scheduling system that I'm going to implement this next year, where clients schedule out when their return is going to be done. And I'm going to only allow a certain amount of returns to be scheduled between certain dates to hopefully generate a 40-hour work week year round. Now, after 4:15, I pretty much take Fridays off from client work. That's when I like to create content or just do stuff around the house. So I don't really work that much between April and August. It heats up a little bit for the deadline, but I really want to try to smooth out my work for the full year. Well, I guess up until 10/15, because returns are due. That's like the last due date. So between January to October 15th, I want to average like 30 hours a week working. And I think that's possible. I think the new system may cause a handful of clients to leave or give them an excuse to leave if they don't want to come on board and participate. But I think in the end it'll be good for my life. Hopefully Gary's life as well, my employee. He may get bored. Because I told him to only work 40 hours a week between January and April this year. So his work may slow down between January and April, but maybe he'll have more work outside of April. Yeah. We'll see. Excited to test it out. I don't see um, any signed new e-signatures happening. We don't have too much time left before the deadline ends, so you can only do so much. Like, we can't e-file the return without an 8879. Yeah. Gary's gonna be busy with his cats. Get some more. Get some more cats. Man, Shri says they were preparing returns till 11:59. That's nuts. All right, we're slowing down a little bit. We got about 10 more minutes left of the stream. Hope y'all like the name counter. I don't know if anybody else I didn't see any negative text about counter. So great. Someone says I am real. Yes, I'm real. I'm a real person. Oh man, I didn't dance. Romeo, you're right. I did not dance before the before I released the name. I could have pumped up the music and let it roll. Dang it. Next time. Thanks for filling out the form, Fury. Anybody have any nice plans tonight or later this week to celebrate the end of taxes? I know there's still returns to do. It's not really the end for me, but I still feel good. I'm a little worried about some clients not signing their return because they owe a lot of money and their return's due today. Not too late to start dancing. We got 7 minutes. All right. Let's find a good spot. I feel like when I announced Counter, it was an amazing song to dance to. Gotta find it. Gotta find the song, everybody. Dystopian. This is Counter. Introducing the accounting firm community. Counter. The song kind of died. Oh. Everybody get your calculators out. I'm loving the puns right now. Oh, we getting fiscal. Counter that. You can't counter that. And counter the counter. Woo! I'm going to write those down. Encounter the counter. Stealing that. Appreciate everybody tuning in. That was really fun. It went by an hour and a half, just flew by. Best hour and a half of my day so far. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and hanging out with me, asking questions, and getting to know about the community counter. Super pumped to launch in November. Stay tuned for more information. I'm signing off. Hope everybody has a great 10:15 evening. May your e-files all be accepted. Thanks, everybody.